Yo, yo, yo. Back again with another stream. We're going to be doing some traditional art today. I busted out my sketchbook and I got some new supplies, which you can probably hear. And we're gonna just try them out tonight. And yeah, yep. If you see the stream title, I guess I'll be doing a little bit of a Q&A art session, so if you have any art-related questions or anything regarding to me and how I make my content, I suppose, this is the, chance to do that. But before we get into the art and the art supplies, I need to send out my Blue Sky ping. And for once, I did the smart thing and tested everything out before I went live, so I should not have any problems. I was recording myself doing some art earlier. And yeah, I think I finally figured out my setup, so yeah. Oh, also I need to grab the link from Twitch, so I do that. But I'm sending the Twitch link, and then, yeah, we'll be ready to go. And then arts and crafts interactive mode. So, I need this link, copy link. I've been streaming, well, off and on for like 6 months now, so I guess it would be time for like a Q&A. And maybe if it's enough questions, I could put it on YouTube or something. But, trying supply art supplies from 5 below Q&A. Q&A and more. Come say yo. I still don't think Blue Sky even sent out the thing, for being able to switch your status on Blue Sky to show that you're live streaming. I don't think they did that yet. Come say yo. Okay, posted on Blue Sky. My setup is working. I think I just need to put some music on and I guess we'll just get started. I don't really like to do super long intros. I like to have everything that I need ready so I don't have to waste time. Question is, what do I want to listen to? Good Persona music. Maybe I'll do some Final Fantasy music today. Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy X is such a classic. So you're gonna listen to this. Yeah, we're gonna try some new supplies and see if we like them or not. It's the plan. I found some pencils. Let me move this. And then I think we can swap over. You turn down the music. Okay, let me move this over some. You guys get a nice view of everything going on. Okay. I can probably raise the tripod up a little bit. Also, it looks a little crooked. Let me fix that. Alrighty. I think we're pretty much ready to go. But the other day I ventured out to Five Below, and I happened to find these. Actually, I can record this. So a few days ago, I ventured out to Five Below, and I was able to find these. A set of 36 watercolor pencils and a nice 10. I've been really liking watercolor pencils a lot as a medium lately. They're pretty versatile, more than they're like given credit for. But yeah, I found these. These were $5, and I wanted to try them, so that's pretty much what we're gonna do today. I might make this a video. I might just voice over it, but we'll see. But regardless, yeah, I wanted to try these out, and this is also, I guess, a bit of a Q&A session, so if you guys have any questions about anything, then I will answer as best I can. I also need to pull up YouTube chat, because some people might ask questions there too. YouTube chat. Okay. Okay, I think we're ready to actually get started, but yeah, I've really been enjoying watercolor pencils, and the ones that I had are getting pretty short, so I decided to get a new set. These only cost me $5, so yeah, I'm not sure if they'll be good as watercolor pencils, but even if there aren't, I'll still probably use them to sketch with, so it's still a net win for me. But I haven't actually opened this, so I have no idea what to expect other than what's on the 10. And if you look at the back, yeah, it's pretty blank here, but the tin itself is pretty nice. For $5 anyways. But yeah, let's open this and see what we're dealing with. Yeah, we have 36 colors, and lo and behold, they're actually all in like the right order. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten supplies that aren't in the right color order. But yeah, 36 pencils. And yeah, pretty generic packaging, but I do tend to feel more drawn towards tins as opposed to like plastic, because plastic is just parts to clean and sometimes it just breaks. But yeah, let's see. I actually think watercolor pencils are like an underrated medium, because a lot of people don't know how to use them quite well. But I actually have grown to appreciate them over the last couple of years, so yeah. So this is what the pencil looks like. Pretty standard barrel. It feels pretty lightweight. Just wood, and then a coating at the bottom telling you what color it is. But with any art supply, yeah, you can't go by the color on the cap or whatever on the pen, because it's usually wrong. So time will tell, and the easiest way to tell is to start swatching these. So that's what we're gonna do, and then probably afterwards we're probably gonna draw some stuff. But yeah, let's just start swatching these, and then we'll see how we think about them. Yeah. Right off the bat, I noticed that there's no like color, I guess, label or whatnot, which can be a pain, because it'd be nice to know what type of colors that you're working with. But that's not necessarily the end of the world. It's just a bit annoying to keep track of. But yeah, let's just try these out and see what we think. Oh, and also this paper that I'm using is also from Five Below. It's their watercolor paper, and I actually really like it. It might actually be my favorite paper to use right now. My favorite paper was like the Canson Mix Media paper, but like something about the paper changed, and yeah, I don't like it anymore. Also, hello, welcome. Yep, I got some new pencils, so I'm swatching them out. And this green is lighter than I thought it'd be. These are watercolor pencils, so I'm gonna swatch them out. Normally, and then I'll probably add water to these afterwards. And then I'll probably, make a drawing or something. But yeah. So far the colors seem okay, although I only swatched 2. I actually am thinking that I prefer watercolor pencils a bit more than regular colored pencils, because they tend to be easier to blend. And if you want a certain, I guess, more painterly looking, you could just add water on top. What's the difference between watercolor pencils and other pencils? The only difference is that you can paint with these. Right now I'm just swatching them without any water, just to see what they look like on the paper. But, if you add water, it looks like paint. That's pretty much the big difference. Although I guess the scientific part is that, they are made with certain materials that are water soluble, so you can paint with these. Now, I tend to just do sketches with them, and I put the painting on top. But, yeah, that's pretty much how they work. What I don't like about these colors, though, is that there's no color name or number, so I'm just going in by the order in which they appeared in the packaging, so these don't have names, so we're just gonna have to wing it. But I already kind of like what I see. I only paid $5 for these, so even if I don't like how they look as a painting, I can still use them, so it's not a waste of money. Actually, just watch this one first. Watercolor pencils are a lot less messy than using paint. And I think this is a medium that doesn't get a lot of play because people aren't sure how to use them. And for a while, I didn't know how to use them, but it takes some getting used to. And apart from that, I don't think they're hard to work with at all. I really like this green. It's like really bright. Five Below art supplies low-key are kind of cooking, which is good because, like, because of the tariff situation in this country, art supplies are a lot more expensive, so knowing where you can get cheap art supplies that don't break the budget is nice. And I really like this teal color. I can already tell I'm probably going to use it to sketch quite a bit, because it's really pretty. But yeah, Five Below is like low-key goated. It wasn't really in my town when I grew up, so I didn't have that as an option as a young artist, but I find myself wandering in there just to see what they have, and I was able to find these, so yeah, everything is expensive now. But art doesn't have to be, like, hard to get into just because supplies might be a bit more expensive. That's pretty much the goal for, like, the sketchbook series and all that I'm working on. You do not need to spend a ton of money on supplies. And this blue is also, like, really nice. But yeah, we're testing these out. That's pretty much going to be the stream today. I don't think I'm going to play a game, but maybe we'll do Bullatro if I'm tired of drawing. We'll see. I think that's a nice game to wrap up stream. or when I don't know what I want to do, but I don't want to end stream quite yet. But yeah, I took a little bit of a break from streaming yet again because I was working on another video. And low-key, my YouTube's been going pretty good, so I've been kind of wanting to focus more on that. But I still enjoy streaming. And it's the long weekend, so I have more time. I don't know if I'll go live tomorrow. We'll see. But for now, we're testing these supplies out and seeing what I think. And so far, so good. These are like pretty vibrant, more than I thought they'd be. But honestly, watercolor pencils might be the cheat code. They do tend to be more vibrant than like regular pencils. And these, they don't have like a, they don't come off the page, which is nice. Because I know some pencils, if you like rub on them, the color will disappear. And it's something that I noticed with cheaper brands, but not with these. They're pretty nice. But the test will be when I try to use water with these to see how they look. When I was younger, I used to use color pencils quite a lot, but I used them too much, and I sort of gave myself an injury, so I haven't really been using them quite a lot. But watercolor pencils are a nice medium, because I also use a lot of watercolors now. I like sketching with these because I like color. I like having sketches with color. And if I want to add like a touch of color, then I just go over it with a paintbrush. And it's pretty simple. But yeah, I like all these colors so far. They don't seem like chalky or anything. Let me move these. I do find myself rearranging the colors a little bit so that they fit the colors a bit more. But apart from that, I was just testing my traditional setup to make sure that it actually worked and that I don't have any problems for the stream, knock on wood. Because sometimes traditional art streams give me trouble, but I like doing them, so it's worth. And I've been drawing in my sketchbook quite a bit, so soon we might actually have another sketchbook tour video too. I'm not quite done with this sketchbook though, so I probably will be in a few more weeks at this rate. Yeah, I really like these purples. This with cheaper art supplies, purples can be a hard color to get to look right, if that makes sense. And now we move on to the pinks. But it's nice to stream. It's nice to have time to stream. Because I've been a little bit busy. This is a nice peach color. I guess I could use this as like a skin tone. Although it's a little bit too orangey, so I'd probably use it as like a blush or something. This is more for skin tone color. Well, this color does feel a little weaker compared to the other ones. I will say, I think this might be the first color that might be a little meh for me. Because you can't hardly even see it on camera. This orange is pretty though. The pencils themselves feel fine to hold. I mean, they aren't super weighty, but they don't really need to be. Just for the color selection alone, I would get this set. Even if it's just to like sketch with. Ooh, I really like this red. It's nice and punchy. So yeah, I think the color that I don't really like the most right now is this, the peach, the flesh tone color, I guess. But the rest of them look really nice. And there's a nice balance. There's no white in this set. It's just, black and gray and a lighter gray, which some people might not like, but it doesn't bother me too much. Another area too that I think needs work is always brown, so I'll be interested to see what the browns look like in this set. That one's kind of pale too. What about this one? Oh, this one's better. And this one's even darker. This one's kind of feels a little weak too. But browns can be hard to get right sometimes. Yeah, I don't think I like the browns too much. I mean, I'll probably just use these to sketch with, but I do find myself having to press down a little bit harder to get any good color. This is black. Oh wait, this is not black. Oh, it is black. Yeah, the black seems pretty nice. I have a feeling the grays are probably gonna be a little underwhelming as well, but you won't know until I try them. This gray's nice. What about the lighter one? Oh yeah, this one's kinda not fun. I don't think I'll be using this color very much. I guess I could use it for like a sketch layer, like for just determining my shapes, but as a color, I probably won't gravitate towards it too much. But yeah, these are all the colors. Oh wait, no, I'm missing a yellow. I'm missing 2 yellows actually. Oops. Let's swatch these real quick. Over here. Oh yes, yellow's nice. What about this one? This one's pretty nice as well. And I think I didn't swatch this one. This is like a yellow ochre color. Which is actually pretty strong. Yeah, I got these stuff off Five Below, and looky, they look pretty good. I wasn't sure what to expect. Did I swatch this pink? Actually, I don't think I did. I almost missed a few colors. But it can be a little confusing because I don't have labels, and some of these colors do look pretty similar. So, if I swatch something twice, that's probably why. But I really like the color range for this set. I don't feel like I'm wanting for anything. And I think that's also something to consider when you get an art set. Ooh, and I really like this pink. Low-key looks like it could be from a Prismacolor set. But yeah, I do wish the browns were a little bit darker, but overall, these are all the colors, so I like the test so far. Let me hold it up to the camera so you guys can see. And I gotta say, they're pretty vibrant so far. I think the pinks and oranges are rubbing off a little bit, but apart from that, I think the set is really good. I didn't like the browns, and I didn't like this flesh color. But, just watching them dry is only half the story. Let's see what they look like when I add some water. So I have my water, which you probably can't see on the camera. And I also have a paintbrush. I will say, though, watercolor pencils probably aren't the most affordable medium out there, but they are less messy than carrying a watercolor palette. Which I'm probably gonna have to get a new one anyways, because mine is starting to leak, and I don't know why. It's not like I can even keep water in there, but I have another little one that I could probably fill with my paints, so I'll probably just end up using that one. But tangent aside, let's watch these and see how they hold up with water. Because ordinarily now I would buy this set just because I like the color range, and it's only $5, so it's not like you're losing a ton of money. And wow. Okay. It's actually like really bright. It's brighter than I was like expecting. Okay. Just making sure I clean my brush. I don't really want to contaminate my swatches, but it'll probably happen because that's just how these watercolors can be sometimes, but so far I actually really like these. Like, they're really vibrant. Again, for $5, I would already recommend these, and I haven't even tried to make an illustration yet. But these are really nice. And they lift off the page pretty nicely. I know with some watercolor pencils, you can still see the marks that you made on the paper, which some people like, and some people don't. I tend to like texture, so it doesn't bother me, but if you don't like having the texture be as apparent, then so far these seem to be pretty good. Just don't press down too hard on the page, and you should be fine. But I do tend to like art that has a bit of a texture to it. So. Now see with this green, you can kind of see, like I said, the pencil marks that I left. But it's not too bad. The greens look really nice. And it's a nice range. You have warm greens and cool greens, which is nice. What about this teal? Okay, this teal's gorgeous. I can already tell I'm gonna use it a lot. This blue's also like really nice. I can't wait to get into the purples, but I'm gonna go in order. Because that's the order in which these were in my package. So what I'll probably do is I'll take this page out of my sketchbook and like tape it to the 10 of the I guess book. That way I know what colors what. Since we don't have any color names, so we have to work around that. It's not the biggest deal breaker, but it's something to be mindful of. There's no pigment information for these colors. But given how bright they are, I'm pretty sure these are dyes. So they might not be the most light fast, but if you're practicing, I think these are fine. I low-key kind of like these a little bit more than my more expensive pencils. Okay, now we get to try out the purples. This purple is a little weak. But that's not too surprising, because purples do be like that. This blue is pretty. It looks like ultramarine, so that's what I'm gonna call it. And then this purple. Oh, this purple's pretty. I mean, they're not the most super vibrant colors, but like, they definitely do their job. And I kind of dig that quite a bit. So after we swatch these, I'm probably gonna try to draw something with them. And then we might do a whole spread. It's still pretty early though. I don't have anywhere really to be tomorrow, so. I could see myself streaming for quite a bit tonight. I actually feel pretty good too. Which is nice, because it's been pretty hot. And he doesn't always agree with me. But today, I'm doing pretty well. And I've been drawing a ton off stream, thinking of ideas to draw on stream, but yeah. Yeah, this flesh tone is like nice for skin tones, like a base layer, but it's kind of hard to see to sketch with, so I think I'll just probably use it to paint. Ooh, this orange is like really bright. And I think it reasserts the thinking that these were probably made with dyes, as they would be a lot cheaper than like actual pigment. Dyes aren't bad though, they just tend to fade easier. Yeah, the reds are quite punchy, which I actually have grown to like. Yeah, I would definitely recommend these. And I haven't even drawn anything with them yet, but I think watercolor pencils get such a bad rep. I think they're a perfectly fine medium. And they're pretty versatile, so it makes sense that I would be drawn towards that, because I like getting multiple uses out of my supplies. because I do tend to combine them quite a bit in my traditional artwork. So, oops. Oop. I did get some bleeding with this swatch chart, but that was bound to happen. Actually, I'm gonna swatch these other yellows first before doing the blacks and grays, because I think those colors will probably bleed. And I don't want that to happen, so I'm gonna do the other colors first. Yeah, these yellows are also like pretty bright. Yeah, the yellows are nice. And the reds. I think the purples are more of like a pastel look, which is not bad. This pink is really nice. These colors remind me of Sailor Moon. Maybe I'll draw her. It's been a while. I do tend to draw Sailor Moon characters when I try new supplies because of their colors. So maybe that'll be my first real test. Oh, and this pink is like gorgeous. So I know I have to use it in whatever I decide to draw. Well, now I can go back to the darker colors. So, because I didn't want those to contaminate. So I did jump around a little bit. But yeah, just on color range alone, I'd recommend these. And then black is actually like way darker than I thought it would be. Okay, well, you can't really see this gray. But it could actually be a cool effect. It reminds me of like invisible ink or something. But these are what these colors look like after they've been swatched with water. And I gotta say, they aren't the most punchy colors. Oh, the reds are pretty nice. The pinks are pretty nice as well. But again, for only $5, I definitely can't complain. Yeah, I would buy these. If these were around when I was younger, I'd probably use them a ton. And I still intend to use them a lot. So, now that the swatching is done, I want to try to draw something with these. So, I want to draw some Sailor Moon characters, so I need to pull up some references. And the reason I didn't pull any up because I wasn't sure what I wanted to draw first. But the pinks and the purples are telling me to draw Sailor Moon, so I must obey that. So I need a reference. And a magical schoolgirl has actually been something that I've been looking a lot into because it's one of the references for my like series. Pose. But so far, they're so good. I like these pencils. And I can already see myself using them a lot. And again, they're only $5, so like... It's nice to use. Character poses. Um, I kind of want to focus more on the face because I've been trying to draw a bunch of faces because I don't want to have the same face syndrome thing. So I've been drawing a lot of portraits, and I really do need to get in the habit of like drawing some more, but or at least posting them on my socials. But it's been so nice to like draw something and not feel like I need to post it everywhere. Um, well, I do like making art for YouTube and Twitch and every other social media platforms. It's nice to just draw for fun. My colors are pretty. Yeah, I really like them. Um, Trying to find a reference that I want to draw. I know what character I want to draw. I just have to find the right pose, so bear with me for a second. Maybe this one would be a good pose. Let's start with this pink. Yeah, we're gonna start sketching now. Close this 10 so it's not in the way and I don't knock it over. I do like sketching with like watercolor pencils just for the fact that they're like the leads are a little bit softer, which can have like a nice effect. At least I think so. And even if you do your lines a little too hard, you can sort of like fix them with a paintbrush. So there's that too. I haven't drawn this character in a while, so I'm sure people will know who it is once I put in more of the details. Oh, John Man, Colo Teapot. Well, the character is not a man. It's John Woman. Also, I saw the logo, but I didn't get to comment because I was trying to fix my setup. But your logo looks amazing. So, Having a good logo definitely helps with marketing your story, so I can't wait to see what you cooked. Now I figured it out. Um, like you're, unless you're like a magical schoolgirl like fan, like I was when I was like little, you may or may not know who this is, but knowers know. It's Pog AF, working on getting everything posted now. Probably going to announce everything on Monday. Cool, can't wait to see. And I'll actually be home, so I'll be able to read it and stuff. So that'll be nice. You should be proud. He worked really hard on it, so. I think I might start storyboarding for my own series soonish. I changed the designs again, but I think this is the final, like, iteration. And maybe I'll do more sketches with them with their final design. Or you can hear me singing in the audiobook. Oh boy. Teapot, you might actually just be a Disney princess. I'm kidding, of course. Um, um, yeah, the sketch with these feel pretty nice. Um, uh, Sailor Moon. I drew this character like 2 to 3 years ago. It might actually been longer than that. I don't remember. So she might look a little scuffed. I don't think she would look too bad, though. It's been a while since I even saw Sailor Moon, so I had to look up a reference because I used to draw her quite a bit, but it's been a while. But when I saw these pinks, I know I had to like channel my magical schoolgirl I guess mode because I kind of want that for my series. Like it's not gonna be like super duper like anime like, but the drip in Sailor Moon and other shows of that time is just impeccable. And I do kind of want fashion to play a bit of a role in what I do too. It's like the key focus, but like one of the main characters, her family owns like a boutique. Um, it's also kind of making me want to read Sailor Moon again. It's been like years since I've like read it, at least completely. Um, I've been still reading Vagabond. I haven't been reading much else. I've been listening to like a ton of like video essays about different like comic series and manga series to get more inspired for my own writing. And I want to make sure that I like try not to overcomplicate things because obviously this is like my first project that's anything like this. So I don't want this story to be like super baby, but I don't want it to be like complicated. I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan, so I know what it's like when a story gets a little out of hand with all the details. Um, let's use this color. I've been drawing this character in a while. So like this is actually kind of fun. I don't think I watched the new Sailor Moon reboot. I've only watched the original anime. I didn't like the new art style, but maybe it's just me being ticky. I don't want to be like those people that say, oh, because it's older, it's automatically better. When I actually haven't watched it yet, so I can't really say if it's good or not. Obviously, I know it's for sure it's supposed to be more like the manga, so it's probably why the art style looks a little different. But I don't know, maybe it's just a style that I don't know translates well into an anime. That could have also would be what put me off of it the first time around. Um, the earrings are kind of like this. But surely I won't lose them during the painting. But like everything that I've used so far in this video or like stream has been stuff that I've gotten from Five Below. And it just goes to show that you do not need expensive supplies to make art. The sketch pad was $5 and these pencils are also $5. So they have other like supplies for those who want to get started. And usually it's like there aren't too many supplies. They're like over $10. Everything's like $5. Including their canvases too, which I have some that I haven't tried yet. Maybe we'll try that on a different stream. Because ideally, if I could stream as consistently as I would like, Sketchbook Saturdays could be a thing on this channel. And we would just open my sketchbook or do digital art and just draw and talk about whatever. Although that's pretty much what we do most streams anyways. But I really want to get into storyboarding my stuff because I don't want to keep procrastinating on it. And I really want to see my characters in action, so That's the next logical step, really. Um, I also haven't tried to sharpen these. That could also be like a problem. Because I do think some brands can be harder to sharpen. But these already come sharpened, so like... Yeah, that's something I don't really worry about. That one spring stream you did with the cat was cool. What was his name, or is it Sushi? Yeah, his name is Sushi. At least currently it is. But that stream was fun. I want to do more stuff like that. Like maybe if it's not like an actual story, it would be just be something that I come up with on the spot. Which I don't know if you've been on YouTube or not lately, Teapot, but I put another video in our little playlist that I think you would probably really like. It's about the creator of Astro Boy and all the different like stuff he came up with over the years. Because Astro Boy wasn't the only like manga he made; he did other stuff. And I was watching that a little bit before I went live, and I thought it was like pretty cool. Also, I don't know if you saw it either, but I think YouTube's trying to do the collaborative playlist thing, which is also cool because we could put our videos on there if we're talking about a specific topic. I think that could be something fun to do or think about, anyways. The Astro Boy one, yeah, that was really good. I'm only like halfway through though, and I'll probably watch the other half like tonight, probably after stream. Because he too started off with like simple like stories, and then he's transformed it into something like more complex with his characters. But I don't want to spoil it too much. That's so different from what we do now. I think it would be like if we made a series of videos, like where we were talking about different video games and stuff like that. Like if we were to review like games and stuff, we could put it in a shared playlist, and both of our subscribers could react to that, I guess. But I didn't read all the details. I saw it on a YouTube Studio page when I was changing my title. I didn't know that. I thought that was already a thing, but apparently not. It's a shared playlist for viewers, pretty much. So, like, if they like a group of creators, then you could have all your videos in like one playlist. Although I'm sure they probably explained it better than I could. The idea, in theory, does sound pretty cool. I will say I'm thankful to have like a long weekend because I needed it. Because these past couple weeks have been stressful. Um, but it's nice to be able to sit back and work in something that I like. Um, yeah, I don't really want to get too detailed with this sketch. I think I'll do the skin first. I will say, watercolor pencils can be a little tricky, especially if they're like a new brand, because you don't know how well they're gonna blend, so. If you're coloring with these, I would probably say it's better to start off like pretty light. Don't be too heavy-handed. And this is just like the base layer, so it can be a little bit temperamental to deal with if you go too heavy-handed at first. And also, depending on the brand, they aren't always like erasable either. So it makes you think about where you put your colors and stuff, because you might not always be able to fix them if you go in too heavy. If you're light enough, you can. But like, trying not to go super heavy. And this will probably bleed out quite a bit because it's the first time. I'm doing something like this with these pencils, so I don't know how they will behave when layered and stuff. I probably could have like did a little gradient on the side, but I just wanted to get straight into drawing, so this will either be really cool or really messy. I guess we're about to find out. But that's the fun part of art. Sometimes it's just a little messy. But not everything has to be like super neat all the time. There's something else that YouTube was trying to do, but I didn't read the whole thing, so I'm not sure what other changes they're gonna make. I think it's just this like copyright stuff, which wouldn't necessarily apply for the type of content that I make. But I do try to read updates so I know what's going on at least a little bit. Although I don't have Twitter anymore, so I can't really read Twitch updates, which kind of sucks. I don't think they post them anywhere else. I don't think Twitch is on Blue Sky. I think I started like pretty late here, so oh god. This could either be really good or really bad. I guess we're going to find out. And so far, honestly, it's not very bad. You do have some degree of control with how wet you want your brush to be. And I still use a little bit more water than I would have wanted to. But the rule of thumb is to start light and then add your details as you go. And try not to be heavy-handed. That's still pretty much the same for using like regular watercolors. It's just don't be heavy-handed. And you can blend with these. So if I want to add a little bit more blush to the cheek, I can do that. And then go for it with the brush. Now I like the pencil texture. And it's actually like pretty nice, so. What color her dress? So what color should I use? I think I could use this for the dress. I don't want it to be completely, like, black. Actually, I could use it this part too. And what, depending on how this goes, I might not even add line art. I might just go in over it with a darker color. But yeah, so far so good. I like how this looks. And here I am gonna go a little bit heavy-handed since I want the dress to be a bit darker than the rest of her clothing, so that's why I'm pressing down a little bit harder than I was. If you know something's gonna be like a darker value, then you can go a little bit heavier, but like still try to not be too over the top, if that makes sense. Um, well, I really like the pencil texture for the dress. It looks like some of the concept art you would see at a Sailor Moon. But yeah, I maintain the fact that watercolor pencils are currently underrated. And I definitely will make a video about these because I like using them so far. I think this part will be purple. I could go in with black, but I also don't want to use black here. I want to keep this nice and like mostly pastel, although this part isn't. Yeah, I really like how this looks. And I would keep it like this, but that's not really the purpose. In this case, I do want more of the pencil texture to show through. Looks really nice. And I will say, I guess for, as far as like the Five Below watercolor paper, it doesn't have like too much of a texture either. Like there's some tooth to it, but I'd say it's still probably medium texture, not too much, but it's not completely smooth either. And I believe it's at least partially cotton. I don't know if it's 100% cotton, but from my experience, it doesn't buckle too much, even with like a considerable amount of water. So let's go in and color the dress. And yeah, I really like how this looks. I probably could have gone in and added more of the skin tone there because that's the slit of the dress, but surely I won't forget to do that. But this is really just a test drawing. And I could probably go a little bit darker, but I don't know if I want to go another layer or not. I might just keep it this color. And I might go over it again with the pencils, but I might not use any more with that. Okay. Let's let a little piece for the skin here. I will say it takes a little bit longer than like normal watercolors, but that's okay. I'm not in any rush right now. I have nothing to do, which is a beautiful thing to say. Um, 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 I might make the shawl black just for the contrast since I didn't make the dress like completely black. And I might also make the crescent on her head a darker color too. But the red's punchy, so I do want to be a little bit more careful about that. And her whole like outfit is like covered. And like I really like this design a lot. I'll probably, if I make this a video, I'll probably pop it up on the screen so you can see the concept art for this character. It's really cool. Sailor Moon artist actually goes hard. Um, I do think that pencils do allow you to be a bit more deliberate about where you place your colors, which is something that, like normal watercolors, you can't always control, which is why some people wig out with this medium. So I think these offer a nice balance between being able to control what you do and like still having the freedom of it being paint, technically. Let's himself seem to be holding up pretty nice. Although I won't really know how these work until I actually go and sharpen these. Because sometimes some brands do give me troubles when it comes to sharpening the pencils. I just use like a basic metal pencil sharpener, and I actually think those are the ones that last the longest. Because like those little plastic ones are kind of awful, so I'd spend like the extra dollar to get the metal ones, because I'm still using the ones that I've had since I've been in high school, and they haven't failed me once, so usually I can tell if a pencil is gonna be good or not if they pass the pencil sharpening test of sorts. Um, okay. And also another thing is sometimes you can lose your sketch if you're not careful. So maybe I might cheat a little bit at the end of this particular drawing, and add actual liner art, but right now we're chilling, so. This is probably going to be the real test here to see how these colors, like, bleed. Because I did go in and add a couple layers here. And because before I wasn't too worried about the layers, but now I kind of am. And I might actually make the shell black or gray, maybe. I'm not sure yet. But so far, so good. It does look good for this character. Well, maybe I should have went black with the actual main dress. But it could also just need line art. Which for me, like this, you do kind of need something to anchor it a little bit. So I might bust out my brush pen at the end of this. But right now, it's going pretty well. The colors seem pretty vibrant. I haven't noticed any particularly muddy parts, which can be an issue with some watercolor pencils. Because some can feel kind of gummy when you add water to them. And it's usually just because of the binders that they use. But I have no pigment information or any of that sort, so I don't know what these pencils are made out of. It's not on the package. But I'm guessing just by how the colors are behaving, it's probably a dye of some sort. So just part dried. And it doesn't look like it's coming up. So that's nice. And I guess I could go over again. And that's like a darker color. Let's put this blue here. I've heard the title argument in the art community on whether or not you should shade with black. And it really does depend on like what you're doing. Here I'm just using like a dark blue to define the dress a bit more. Versus how I had it with the like first painting layer. I probably won't go into too many layers though for this test run. Because I don't want it to become muddy. Because that is something that can happen with this medium if you aren't careful. But I think for a little bit of black, it's not bad. But I'm not going to use a lot of it. Let's add black to her crescent though, because that's kind of important. Cool. Since I made her dress kind of purple, I don't know what color to do for her shell here. Would this purple look good? Maybe I could layer it and make it look cool. So let's just add the base color. It's supposed to be kind of transparent anyways, so I don't mind having the other part of the sketch show through here. Because it's like not like a solid piece of fabric anyways. But yeah, drawing Sailor Moon characters and listening to FF10 music is very much a vibe. I've been wanting to do a stream like this, and I'm glad it's going pretty well. Because this is pretty much what I would be doing if I wasn't live anyways, so to share that with y'all, it's pretty dang cool. Yeah. Her shell thing would have been more of a pink color, but I already used a ton of pink, so I decided not to do that here. Okay. Yeah, I like the colors a lot in this set. I haven't used them all. Maybe we'll try different, like, color combinations. But so far, it's doing what I needed to do. Well, in this particular thing, I am gonna go a little bit darker in the layering. At least for some areas, but not the whole thing. But I'm thinking these probably are made with dyes. Just based on like how some of the colors are behaving and how they're drying. So if you're gonna put your art into somewhere where there's like a lot of light, that's something to be mindful of. You might want to put some sealant on top of it or spray it with hairspray to like keep it from fading. But if it's in your sketchbook, it's not a big deal. I haven't really used too much fixative in my own artwork, but I do believe I have some somewhere. Okay. And you do see in some areas that the gumminess is starting to like appear. So I think with these pencils, you probably should just try to do everything in like 2 layers. I wouldn't try to keep layering this. I use like 3 here, but I think it's starting to show its limitations. But all watercolor pencils kind of do this after some point. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just if you don't like the muddy look, that's something to be mindful of. They still layer pretty nicely. Just be more mindful of that. Now what am I going to do about the hair? Maybe I just go with their hair like this. Her hair's like pink, but it's also like sort of white too. So I don't want to go too dark here, other than like places where the hair collects and it'll look darker. So while this medium is a bit more on the time-consuming side, I find it's pretty nice. So we're just probably gonna do like the shadows here. And then where her buns are, I'll probably go in with that magenta color a little bit. That's pretty much all I wanted to do for the hair. Keep it simple. I like how this is turning out though. I didn't really even bother to test how these would mix. I just sort of went in. But that's kind of how I approach art. It's probably not the best way for a beginner. But I'm just a visual person, so I don't really want to spend too much time testing everything. I just kind of want to get in and draw and do what I need to do. And like, if you're just trying to study and you're learning, then like, I do recommend these. I think they're nice to use. Um, I'm already gonna need to sharpen a couple of these. But they lasted like pretty long time without me having to do anything. But yeah, I'm probably gonna have to put like a pen or something to correct some areas here. Because I don't want to really lose the sketch if I can help it. Let's put some here. I think above all else, obviously anatomy is important, but I feel like if you lose like your initial sketch, it does go a long way in making sure that your art looks readable to the viewer. And like color choice and like line art makes a difference in that. And it's coming from someone who doesn't always even do line art to begin with. I can't deny that it's not important. It also depends on the medium that you use, too, which is something else to consider. But, let's just go over this again. And these pinks are actually gorgeous. They look really nice. This definitely captures the character. Yeah. Considering that I didn't butcher this like painting, That means it will make it up to a video. So, GG's on that. I managed to film something. I want to draw my own characters. I don't know if I want to do this on this page, or I might make it a separate page. But I really like how this looks. There's a bit of texture, but I like it, so it doesn't bother me any. Let's go with a darker pink. And try not to put my hand into paint. It doesn't spread very much, but still, I don't really want to make a mess. I should probably be patient and wait for this to dry. So, I'm gonna go over this stress area again. Okay, let's go over it with this dark brown. Something else that I didn't do with my line art in particular, is that I don't always connect my lines. I just go in wherever I think the shadow would be the thickest, and then I add the line. Also, is this the black or is this the brown? Oh, this is black. And I used the wrong color. But yeah, I just go in areas where the shadow would be the darkest, and then add the line. I tend to avoid doing like tangents that way. Which in art terms, a tangent is pretty much just two lines that cross when it obviously looks like they shouldn't be crossing. Now, depending on someone's art style, it may or may not necessarily be a bad thing, but I don't like how it looks, so I try to avoid them. So, for that reason, I do kind of keep a bit of a sketchier look with my, I guess, style. But yeah, this sketch is coming together pretty nicely. And if you do want to add more details, of course, with watercolor pencils, you just go over it. Now, this isn't color pencil paper, but so that might be a little trickier to do, but I promise you it's not bad to like go in and add a little bit more detail. Um, Stream Boo. Oh, my auto mod worked. I didn't even see it pop up in chat. Yeah, get the behind me bots. I fixed that. I did the responsible streamer thing and fixed my chat bot. So that message won't pop up in chat. Well, I fixed it. I was also trying to do some other stuff. I don't know how to get my sound alerts to work again. Because I had TTS working and I had it ping me if I got a follow or something, but ever since I had that power cut, my sound alerts, well, not power cut. That stream where I lost internet connection, my sound alerts have been kind of cooked ever since, and I don't know why. So I don't know how to fix that. I might just have to re-download it, or I'm not even sure. I have to look. But yeah, at least the bot thing is gone. So that won't clutter up my chat. I will say with the layering a little bit, it does look a little rough. These pencils. I mean, I like the look, but if you do not like as much texture as me, that could be an issue. I actually don't know if I want to add liner to it. I might just keep it like this. I mean, again, for something that only cost me like $5, I can't complain too much about these. I just wish there was a color name. Because some of these colors be looking a little too similar, so I grabbed the wrong color. And I'm using something I don't want to use. But it only really happened twice this time around, so even then it's not too bad. And you can go over these pretty nicely after they dry too, which is nice. Although there's no white, so I can't really add highlights to the eyes. So I might have to cheat a little bit and use my paint pen for the highlights of the eyes, because I do kind of want to keep it in line with the style of the show, or manga really. But other than that, yeah, I don't think I'll do another line art. I don't think I really need to. I think that would be overkill. Um, Yeah, my initial impression is if your 5 has these and you experiment a little bit, I think these are worth. Not the most punchy color, and you can see some areas where the filler is showing up a bit more than it probably should, but again, for $5, I would have had like ample fun with these when I was younger. So, not really any complaints there. I like these. Um, I think I will use the purple for the face. Um, there were some areas that I do wish were a little bit darker. But it's using your like pencil techniques help. This was the hatching. And I think this page is like dry. And like, it did take me a little bit longer to color this, but it's not, I can't complain. Okay. Do I have my white paint pen over here? Or did I move it? Or do I have another white pencil over here? I was doing a little bit of spring cleaning, so I know I moved some of my stuff. I think I'm gonna stop the recording and then grab my thing. Yeah, so it took me an hour to do all that per recording, but I'm gonna get my white paint pen because I see I put it in like another area of my desk and I can't reach it, so I'll have to get up and get it. But be right back real quick. Okay, I'm back. Well, I didn't really go anywhere, but so it took me an hour to like color that, which isn't bad. Art color pencils can be a little bit more time consuming, but it all depends on like how you choose to use them. And I'm cheating a little bit and using like a white gel pen. I'm sorry, not a gel pen, paint pen. Just to brighten up a couple areas. But it's pretty much all I wanted to do. And I also got a black gel pen for some areas that I wanted to fix. Mainly the eyes. And these are also like pretty cheap. I forgot where I got these. It was at the dollar store. Maybe it was like Daiso or something. Because we do have one in my town. And they do tend to actually have a nice selection of pens. But, so I probably could have made this whole thing ink. Okay. Something else that I did want to do for stream in the near future, maybe, or I might just turn this into a video too. I want to do more crossover stuff because I need to level up my like character design game, and like sometimes coming up with ideas for your own characters from scratch can be difficult. So I'm gonna try to do that with some of my favorite fandoms. So those will probably be digital videos though, so not traditional art for those. But I'd say for this particular drawing, I'd say it turned out pretty well. For $5, it's not like the most fanciest supplies, nor is it the most colorful, but it doesn't need to be. It's fun, and that's really all that matters when you're trying to study, because if you don't enjoy something trying to study, it's gonna take a while. And like, if you're learning how to get used to controlling your water and how you do your pencil, I guess pencil marks, then watercolor pencils are a pretty suitable medium for that. But I don't know, I'm talking like this is probably going to be any part of the video anyway, so I'll probably end up voicing this, but yeah. I definitely can't complain here. I like this. And I'm definitely going to use these a lot. But, yeah. So I got one drawing done. Do I want to do another spread? I kind of don't want to put anything else on this page. All right. Another blank spread for us to pretty much go crazy with. Cute drawing. Looks like thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the process here. I'm not done. I don't want to end the stream yet. I've already been live for almost 2 hours. It doesn't feel like it, but that drawing took me like an hour to do. But I'm game to keep going, so gotta figure out what else I want to draw. Maybe I want to draw my own characters. I've mostly been lurking, getting stuff ready for Monday. Yeah, it's exciting to have something that you've spent a lot of time on ready. Apparently you can link your other social media profiles on Pinterest now, which I didn't know was a thing. But I'll figure that out later. I don't want to get bogged down into it. Draw something green. You know, that could actually be fun. I don't use green a lot. And green makes me think of Hunter x Hunter. And Hunter x Hunter, the creator of Hunter x Hunter, was married to the creator of Sailor Moon. So maybe drawing something from Hunter x Hunter could actually be fun. Yeah, I think that's a shred. Although I never really draw a kid character, so my gun's probably gonna look a little silly. I need a reference. Are you implying that I need to touch grass? It's been pretty hot, so I haven't really been touching as much grass as I probably should be. Children. I don't want to. How do I type this? Anime. I haven't made any Hunter x Hunter fan art, which is a little surprising now that I think about it. Reference. I was sort of thinking about the two, about them being married. If you draw grass, that also counts. Didn't you do Kurapika? Oh, yeah, I did. That was like forever ago. That was like one of my first streams, like ever. I forgot that I drew Kurapika. Yeah, I'm not good at drawing like little kid characters. So he might look a little messed up. I need something that looks a little unhinged, because that's literally the little gremlin that Gon is. Drawing references. Ooh, I found a perfect pose for him. Definitely an athletic pose. I think I found one. Now, how well I end up drawing it is another story. I guess I can recruit this too. Yeah, I don't draw little kid characters, so this is probably gonna look a little rough. But we don't know until we try it, so let's just get into it and waste no time. This kid's kind of short, but it gives Gone to me, so I'm gonna try to make it work. And one thing for sure is like his boots and his like shorts and stuff. And this is gonna make me want to draw Killua too. I want to reread Hunter x Hunter too. As far as I know, there hasn't been any new chapters in a while. But I haven't really been keeping up current with stuff, so. Although I feel like if there was a new chapter, I would have heard about it. So I'm going to assume that there hasn't been. I think he went back on a hiatus, unfortunately. Yeah, you can tell I don't draw children. Although it's kind of hard to see this color on the camera. I need to pull a reference of God to see what his thing looks like. God. Oh no, it's my internet tweaking. Oh, there we go. You probably won't see much of this until I like go in with like a darker green. Yeah, I feel like if there was a new Hunter x Hunter, I would have heard about it. So I'm going to assume that there's not. Although I guess I could check after stream. Maybe from the manga could help because I think I draw more like that. It's crazy seeing how versatile his art style is. I also need to read slash watch Yu Yu Hakusho because I never did. I'm getting a lot of that on my feet for some reason. Not that I'm complaining, the characters look cool. So maybe I will finally take the time to read it or watch it. I think that could be fun. And it could give me a chance to study his art style because I kind of want to draw like that. Because, like, he can draw, like, super detailed stuff and then go draw something cartoony on, like, the next panel. Togashi the goat. And, like, it's another example of, like, good character design because, like, when I thought of green, I thought of Gone. And, like, I'm like, yeah, I'm drawing this. Um, yeah, you can't really see anything. Let me cook. The shirts are a little bit shorter, too. Well, it looks like I need to upgrade my driver, but of course that always pops up when I am streaming. So I'm not gonna do it now. Surely I'll remember to do it like after I end streamed. Um, and he's like the belt in the middle. I guess for my first time drawing him, it's not so bad. I did struggle a little bit when I was drawing Kurapika. Well, you'll see what I'm doing once I switch from this teal, which was probably a bad color choice to like pick, but I wanted to start with something pretty light. That way I could fix my mistakes before moving on to the next layer of my sketch. Um, yeah, maybe it is time for me to read Yu Yu Hakusho. I know some things didn't always age well, but I heard the dub was actually pretty good, so might be worth checking out anyways. Um, okay, let's swap to darker green. Let's go for this one. And I guess this one too. Man, I want to listen to Hari music, but I probably shouldn't while I'm streaming. Because I don't really get copyright struck, because I noticed that I'm having more VOD viewers on my live streams now. So I don't want anything to be like muted. So I gotta be careful. Also I need to make sure that I split my audio too, I guess. But like, I don't really want to test to see if I actually fixed it or not, because I don't want to mute this stream, because I think it was actually a pretty good stream. His ears are a bit more round than how I drew them. But I guess he looks okay. I definitely do need to get better at drawing children characters. But not a bad start, I suppose. So also, I kind of want to. I rewatched the 2011 Hunter x Hunter last year. Maybe I'll look at the 90s version too, because some of the art is like gorgeous. I saw some stills comparing the two versions. I should have did this in orange, but I also don't really want to switch. So we're not doing it in orange here. Something about the jacket still feels a little off too. But again, for my first time drawing them, I don't think it's too bad, surely. And Peapod's probably heard me make this joke before, but a lot of my favorite, like, Mia involves characters that have father issues, which relatable. I don't know what it is. Final Fantasy X, Sailor Moon, sort of, and Hunter x Hunter. It's just an interesting thing that I noticed with the media that I consume. Also, my 7 midnight video is starting to get some views. It probably won't get a lot, but I know I had to give the video time to cook. Because that's usually the case with my channel. I usually tend to get views, like, after the first day or two. At least consistently, anyways. And the subscriber count is slowly but surely growing too. So, W's for that. And I thank y'all for the support as always. Yeah, for my videos, it usually takes like a day or two before I get like any actual traction. Also, it probably would take a little longer since it's different from my other videos, but they didn't really seem to hurt it too much, so. I do sometimes wonder if I made a mistake by going to variety on my channel. But I think I'm starting to get like consistent viewership, so I think I'm doing something right, probably. Because I know expanding too much is kind of bad for growth. But like, I think I'm in this sort of sweet spot. I just need to be more consistent above anything else. This would take me hours just to get to this point. This is pretty spot on. His jacket's a little funny, and I could have probably made his shorts a little bit shorter, but I think for my first attempt, it's not bad. I kind of want to draw Killua next So I think that's probably what we're gonna do. Gonna figure out how to fit him somewhere on this page. Because you can't have one without the other. I need to be more free when I sketch and just let it be bad. I think it's better to reflect on flawed art than to erase it and have to nothing to compare to improve. That's usually why I start with a lighter color, then I go in and add darker colors on top. Some people will sketch with just a pen, and I've done it a little bit, but I haven't done it much lately. Because you can't erase it. You just have to go with the lines and what you see. But, for my first one, I think it's pretty cool. And now I want to draw Killua, so I'm gonna try to go over and do the same thing and draw Killua this time. Maybe he could be on the left side, his back to go on like a back-to-back pose. Yeah, that might be cool. I need to find a pose like that though. Killua. I think again, although this comes with time, you'll get quicker with doing poses. You just have to keep doing them. I don't like spending too much time on his sketch. Although I took some more time here because I was looking at his character and trying to find a good reference for him. I see a ton of poses, but none of them look like Killua to me. I found one, but like he's facing the wrong way. I need to face the other way. Also, is Killua taller than Gon? I don't remember. I have to look at them together. This pose could be good. I don't know if I have enough room for it though. I'm gonna save this anyways because I do like this pose. It'd be cool if he was holding his skateboard. Maybe I could find something like that. Oh, I think I found a pose. Right, I think I might be cooking here. I just need to remember how tall Killua is. Yes, I thought Killua was older than Gon, but he's a little bit taller. Killua. Or is Killua shorter? I don't remember. Actually, they look like they're the same height. If finding something with his skateboard would be cool. I think this post is like that. So... I also been wanting to draw more characters, well, poses where like characters are interacting, so it's probably for the better that I do this. Um, Also, I need to record this. Okay. So yeah, the rule of thumb is just start off white. And then just work your way up to... Also, this pose might be a little weird because I don't really have enough space, but I'm gonna try to squeeze this in anyways. He's facing the side, but he's gonna look back towards us at the camera. Well, I guess whoever's watching this. So, I need to be mindful of that. Killua. Manga. I want to capture his eyes. Like, pretty well. And then his hair. That's gonna be a little bit tricky to get right. Because it's literally all over the place. And I'm not really good at drawing sparky hair. Um... It's literally just like... I don't even know what to call this shape. It's just spiky. But it's not like super long in the back, so I need to tighten that up a little bit. Yeah, I think my Killua might be a little cooked here. Gaunt's hair is pretty simple to draw, even though it's spiky. Hello, again, you guys can't really see much because of the pencil that I'm using. But it's coming together, sort of. I think it's probably not going to be as good as Gone, but we're going to make it work. And he's wearing shirts too, but they're longer. I think I just kind of ran out of space to draw him properly. Um, um, his shirt is a little bit on the oversized look, so I need to draw that as well. Okay, I guess this main sketch is as clean as it's gonna get. I do want to draw these two more, though, because they're cool. And it got me out of my comfort zone, so that's kind of what I was going for today. Both with trying something new and trying a different art supply. And I think I kind of changed this music. Because I like FF10, but I want to listen to other FF music. Also, let me stop this recording and start it over again. FF13. I'd say this is like a really good stream. I have no complaints. It's so nice not to have to deal with ads on YouTube. Premium made me spoiled. This is looking sick. I almost put the finishing rod in Gon's raised hand. Yeah, I might do that. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, I need to go over it with a darker color because it's still hard to see some of the details on the camera. But I'd say it's turning out pretty well. I don't know if I want to color these. I kind of just want to leave the sketches as is. Maybe I'll do something with the background. But let's start recording and let's get back into it. This eye looks a little funny. It also feels like this light's gonna come out. Um, it got, Kill's hair might be a little messed up. And it's only because I'm not used to drawing it like hair like this. But I don't really know until I try to do it, so. Um, Probably believe that video I posted Patreon to YouTube. So far, no copyright checks saved. Nice. Yeah, I'm always scared of using like video game music. I know it's fine for my streams because I've listened to this stuff before on stream, but I don't know why. I haven't really wanted to put it on videos for some reason. Even though I'm pretty sure nothing would happen, but. I guess this helps to draw his hair in layers, I think. But these sketches were a little janky. But not bad for like a first attempt, I suppose. I was more worried because all those show and movie footage I used. Um, Back of his hair is pretty short. I mean, again, I guess it's okay, but I think I could probably do a better job. Um, okay. Um, Unfortunately, I have no resize tool here, because if I did, I would have shrunk gone a little bit so I could finish drawing Kill's shoes. So they're gonna look a little blocky. But I guess that just is what it is. I don't think it looks bad, but I could have spent a little bit more time on the sketch. Um, I think I'm gonna use my Joy of Drawing fan art and try to help it improve my own character designs. I'm probably gonna do like a bunch of different crossover art. I think that's gonna be something that I do. I think it could be fun to do anyways. So be on the lookout for that, and if you want to see what I'm up to, then I have my socials, Blue Sky and other platforms. Although, yeah, I do tend to post more on Blue Sky these days. I feel like YouTube updates are like back and forth. I don't always post updates in the updates part. But I think I drew these two pretty well. I don't think I want to color them though. Okay, this is turning out pretty well. Um, well, yeah, this is the reason why I like to sketch with colored pencils. Because I think I get so much more energy that way. I'm going in with my gel pen. I want to do more Star Wars and Avatar art, so I might start with that. Look, I don't know if I'm going to do this on stream or not, but I definitely want to make a video of it. So be on the lookout for that. I don't think I want to add any liner to Kulo's face. I don't know what else to draw. I don't know if I'll go live tomorrow. I don't quite want to end stream yet, but I don't know if I want to keep drawing or not. Let's see. Maybe I try to draw Kurapika again. He's the goat. Reference. Kurapika with Oreo. It's not gonna fit on this page. You know what would be funny? Something that I do also want to try to draw. I want to draw more JoJo's like art. I think that's something that I want to do. I need to draw Jiro Zipoli. Because again, he's the goat. And I love his design. I love everything about his design. Gonna go well with your style, I think, especially with the slimmer characters. I need to draw the goat Giorno. That would be fun. Of course, I can't find a reference that I saved this morning that would have been perfect for those two. Scrolling. I probably could organize this better. Maybe in another, board. Home feed. Portrait reference. Duo. This might be a bit of a stretch, but I'm going to try to fit this on the same page, and it'll either turn out well or it won't. But I really don't want to go on a separate page for this. I never even tried to draw JoJo's fan art, like, ever. Which is a shame because I'm also a big JoJo's fan. But I was always felt intimidated by his art style. So I never tried to draw it. Which is, like, probably a lame excuse. But, like, I feel like in my original art style, JoJo's characters would just look weird. I feel like with something like even like Hunter x Hunter, it still sort of fits with my style. Not completely, but like it sort of fits. But I never tried like JoJo's art. It's definitely something I want to do though. Also, I can't tell if I'm having a bit of a delay or not. I wouldn't be surprised if I was. At least a little bit of a delay. Because it looks like there is an OBS, but it could also be because I'm recording this too. And I know that causes delays for me. Trying to tell, but it doesn't look like it. It could just be OBS tweaking. Which I'm almost certain that's what it is. Yeah, I don't have any bitrate drop frames or anything, so I don't know why. This hair is also a little bit harder to draw. I think I like how he looks in the manga a bit more. And why was the first search is Kirk pick a girl? That's a little weird. But okay, I guess people think he's a girl. I mean, I guess he kind of does look like a girl in the manga, but not in the anime. Um, you probably won't be able to see his ears with his hair. Yeah, it looks like his ears are covered. Um, Um, this also doesn't really look like him at all. Um, I don't know why his likeness is hard for me to capture for some reason. Um, hmm. I think I'm just getting a little tired of drawing. Well, for the night, not in general, just I've been drawing a lot today. And I'm glad that I did though. Because I think I improved. I got to study how I really wanted to do both on stream and off of stream, so I'd say today was a good day for that. But I probably am gonna just wrap up these couple sketches and then I'll probably end the stream. It does not look like him at all. His eyes look weird too. They're more downturned than that. Like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna stream tomorrow. I might. But I don't think I have anything to do, but I also could get started on editing my next video, so I guess it'll just depend on what I want to do. I just need to draw the Oreo, which I also never drawn before. He has a long face. But his hair is also pretty easy to draw. I feel like I'm gonna mess up his face. I have to say I did cook pretty well in this session, which is I wish all of my sketchbook sessions could be like this. That's like it was pretty chill. His glasses are gonna look a little jacked. And I draw his like suit and tie. I'd say today was a good day for my art. Although I've been kind of cooking pretty well lately with art. This also does not look like little Oreo at all. But I am starting to get a little bit of a headache, so it's probably a sign for me to wrap this up soon. But there is one more thing that I did want to show before I end stream here, and that's what I was working on earlier. Because yet again, I changed my character designs for Lucy. Well, I made it a little bit easier to draw. Because her hair was giving me the most trouble, so I tried to simplify it a little more. But this is my Hunter x Hunter spread, so I think it looks cool. It'd be fun to do a spread of the villains, so maybe I could do that. Although I'll probably do that off stream. But Hunter. Yes, spread of the villains would be sick. Maybe I'll do that next. But before I call it a night, I was also doing some drawing earlier this morning. And I decided to redesign Lucille's design, sort of. I'm still not sure about the skirt. But yeah. It's just like one draft, but I think I like the suspenders and the skirt as opposed to the dress. I think that's gonna be easier to draw. And I also painted or started painting both of my characters. I really like this painting. I'm not finished with it, but I like how the colors look. I'm trying to get better at color theory because it's something that I need to like study or for my comic to look somewhat decent. And this one I started, but I didn't finish. But I think I like this design for Lucy. I wish her skin was a little bit darker though. But apart from that, it's pretty much what I've been up to. I've also did a bunch of like portrait studies. And I think it's starting to pay off a little bit with some of my characters' faces. But yeah, I wish the skin tone was a little bit darker. I could probably like go take a picture and edit it, but like there's some parts of the webtoons that I would like to do traditionally, so I do need to figure out her skin tone a bit. At least a little bit better than how I did it. But yeah, I'd say this stream was like very good. I had a lot of fun. I got to draw some of my most favorite characters of like all time, so can't really complain about that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here. I don't know if I'm gonna go live tomorrow. Although I had a lot of fun, so maybe I will. And maybe we'll do some more digital art. And maybe finally make a reference sheet for Lucy. These are paintings that I did earlier today. I was doing a lot of portrait studies, and I think it's paying off. So that's why it's important to study so you can draw your characters how you want. But I wish the skin tone was a little bit darker though. She looks a little too pale. I mean, she might be part demon. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, but like, she has a bit darker skin. But overall, I do like it. Different personalities come through. Yeah, I didn't even finish this one. I don't remember what I was doing. I think I was painting this while I was listening to that, the Astro Boy, like, video essay thing, but I did get inspired by vintage posters. And I tried to be more mindful about the colors that I chose. But yeah, maybe we'll try to do something like this in digital. Hopefully I'll be able to finish the coloring for once. But, yeah, I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow or not. I might just go live, or I might make an announcement or whatever. But I am starting to get a bit tired, so I'd say W stream. I don't even think anyone that I've raided is live, so I don't think I'm gonna bother with a raid. But yeah, I think my art is undergoing a bit of a change. But overall today, we tried some new pencils, which I really like. Yeah, we drew a bunch of Hunter x Hunter characters, so like can't complain about that either. But I think I'm gonna call it a night. Good stream. I might be back tomorrow, I don't know yet. But yeah, until then, or whenever, goodbye and take care. Bye. Peace. This is backwards.